Yeah, no, super impressed about you guys taking over the next space.
No, but it's because of everybody involved. Right?
Yeah.
Because I like for me, like I was just saying earlier, like I'm literally just like the like I'll just cut the weeds. Like I'll carry the machete and I'll start slicing the weeds. I'm like, fucking weeds, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Let's put the flamethrower,
Yeah.
But without everybody else, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, you're just the one that cuts down and everybody else lays out the path.
Yeah, and then without everybody else, like we wouldn't have something that's as strong and consistent. And like, I mean, when I think about it, I see every day as like play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm just living.
Yeah.
Like
so
I
awesome.
enjoy it so much. I'm just like,
so cool.
Dude, like I wake up and I'm like, all right, like okay, today we get to see this guy. Let's try to make a connection with this person. Let's contact this. Let's follow up with them.
Yeah.
Let's see how Johnny's son is doing.
Yeah.
I remember John's son was, something that's sick or let's go check on our team. And then like to me, it's just stuff we would do without getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would do this for free.
That's awesome.
And so like, it's almost like people can feel that, like what you said. People feel that, like, dude, this is like legit. Like,
intentional.
This guy actually feels this thing, like, because it's the whole energy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, without the team, like, none of this would be here, really. I mean, we wouldn't have the podcast. Like Jojo. Yeah, he's like smiling right now. Handsome bugger, handsome Filipino bugger. He's single. Ladies, stay away from him. Stay away from him. He's innocent. He's pure.
But dangerous.
Dangerous, bro. Dangerous, bro. Handsome, good looking. Dangerous.
Oh,
six skills. Can talk. Can whisper sweet nothing.
All right.
And then he's very good at like operating like podcasts. And then of course we have our team, all the coaches and stuff like that. But you met Alan, right?
Yeah.
Like she's pretty much like without her, the whole gym would like not exist.
Yeah.
Like operations. And
so that's what I'm trying to figure out now.
Like how I was saying. So you need your opposite.
Who I'm trying to place in certain positions.
So a good way is when you butt heads.
Yeah.
It's usually opposite of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want someone just like you, because then in long term it's gonna not work.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna be, because you're a personality type, you're gonna just like blaze through something, and then they're gonna blaze through, but then we're gonna be like, oh my god, like we forgot about Yeah. I think someone opposite of you.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out the structure of the company and how I want to structure it, because the way you guys structured it is you have specific coaches for so you have your for specific roles, right? You have your operations manager. They go in there and they do that. It's specifically, you have a trainer
one thing, Gil,
that does training.
Yeah, one thing that really helped is Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
So I went through one of his mentorships.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like that's probably been like one of the best things, because I went from like, okay, like, I mean, I'm still that too. Like, sometimes you obviously got to lead from the front and by example, but then sometimes you're in the back. It's like, bro, all right, Jojo, you got this, bro. Like, you got this. Let me know how you want to run this. Like, that's more like the Jocko approach. I was like, hey, let's do it from the middle. Sometimes, hey, bro, let's do it together. Let's make some calls together. I'll be right next to you. I'm gonna call 20 people. I'll just have you just call people right next to me. And after, it's like, hey, dude, let me know how the 20 conversations went. Right? And Jocko's thought process is, instead of like I tell you what to do, it's like, hey, how do you think we should do this?
Right.
Because then, I mean, I would want to be asked like that too.
So it empowers them
100%. Because if we're working together,
right,
and let's just say that I was your boss, and I say, Gilbert, I want you to do operations like that, but in the back of your mind, you're like, nah, there's a better way, right? Versus I say, Gilbert, okay, I need you to come up with something by this Friday. How do you think we should do this? Because this is super important. Is there something you can kind of come up with a rough draft by like Friday?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's way better.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, so like honestly, like if I could just recommend one person or mentor would be for that would be
Jago.
Jocko and his co-author Leif.
Mm.
Yeah, EF Online, super good program. You talk to them live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Alan and I went to one of his live events, Muster. It was awesome. Dude, Alan like out burpeed me like crazy. Like she's probably in the back
Out
laughing. If she's
burpeed me.
yeah. We wake up at 4 o'clock,
and
and
did
she's just like
burpees.
like because it was a body weight workout with like hundreds of us,
Yeah.
like military style, just old school push-ups, military burpees, and I'm just like standing next to her. I'm like, bruh, I'm going so slow compared to her. Like, I'm like, what the
Why
hell?
you gotta
like,
show off?
yeah, I'm like, bam, I'm like,
hey, calm
it's
down.
coming up and
Hey,
down,
calm down, calm
yeah.
down. You're making me look bad over here a little bit.
And then you see Jocko just yelling,
yeah.
when you get down, get back up. When you get
That's
down, you know, I'm like, oh
yeah,
man, this is keeping it real.
That's funny.
Like,
Yeah, I
think
think
that's a great book, bro.
I think I do some of that already with you know, like, you know, in our meetings, hey, you know, like marketing campaigns and stuff like that, online, offline. What do you guys think we should do here? You know, but I think what I'm struggling with is placing them in specific roles. You know, like I want you to be the accountability coach, or I want you to be our marketing director, or I want you to be our trainer. You know, and we got a trainer Tina. She's great at training. But the way initially I wanted to do it is everybody's a trainer, and then everybody's in sales, and everybody's in marketing. You know, and everybody's doing follow-ups and accountability calls. You know, like everybody that is a team has to do it, kind of deal. So, but then I'm also starting to realize that, like, yeah, you know, certain people will shine in certain areas where other people won't. And so now I've been kind of playing with the fact, like, hey, maybe I should swap out this kind of system model that I thought would work, and then do it to where appoint it to each person to where they're shining at the best. That's why I was like, that's my biggest next thing right now.
And that works good, because let's just say, like, if I have, you know, if me and you, we put two people in charge of something, and I tell, let's just say I have Jojo, and then I have his predecessor co-lead a project, right? I say, okay, you both are in charge of it. Which one's gonna be accountable? If I say, wait, how come we didn't get the results? Well, you know, it's actually him. It's actually Jojo's fault. No, but it's actually him, right? Instead of like, okay, one's in charge, and then someone's gonna assist the charge, right? If I say, all right, Dodi, you're the predecessor, Jojo's gonna lead this. I want you to support him and how he thinks he should run this program. Bang.
Yeah.
And then at least that way, it's like at first I was like, nah, I don't like this like chain of command. I don't like the belt systems, different belts. You know, military, soldier. I don't like that at first. Business, I don't like this stuff. But it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, as long as it's like on merit, merit in the sense of like it's earned, and you know, work ethic and all that good stuff, and also strong suits too. I think what would be the biggest game changer, bro, is like finding that whatever books you read, you'll read books that all have a similar common in leadership, management, war, whatever it is having a super strong opposite of you, number two. Yeah. So like someone that's a opposite of you, number two. People call it different thing, conciliere, right? Some people, I like that word. Books call it conciliere. Some people call it different things, but like there's always like a, you know, military general and then the lieutenant or whatever like that. And just from the things I've read, the mentors that told me, they're like, you gotta like do that. And I was like, oh shit.
Find your number two.
Yeah. That's one of the most important things you can do. Yeah. Because because we have blind spots, right? Me and you. I mean, we're all human. We all. And if it wasn't, honestly, I'm not just saying this to like be positive, but like in terms of like legit outcomes, I would say like 80% of the things wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for. I mean, I would still make stuff happen, right? You know, figure it out and whatnot. But like without Alan being in her spot and doing what she does, and you know, going the extra mile and stuff like that, like we wouldn't, be where we are, and we wouldn't be on the trajectory to do what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Crazy.
strong number
That's
two.
that's
And
that's
but then that's also your biggest weakness.
yeah.
Yeah, biggest strength and biggest. It's like having a girlfriend or a wife or something.
Mhm.
They're your biggest strength, but then they can be your biggest weakness, right? Because it's like they know everything,
Yeah.
and they know you're hurting sometimes.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
all the secrets, all the behind
Yeah.
the doors. So
Funny is
which one do you trust more of your two clients that turn trainers? That's a huge thing. Your confidant. You gotta be.
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I think they're all great in their own little. They all shine in different ways.
Yeah.
But I never really looked at them as I'm looking for my number two.
That's gonna be
because I've always
key.
been like, we're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up,
Yeah.
so that we're all just freaking Voltron.
Right.
Power Rangers. Everyone's just a freaking lead. Everyone's the lead.
That makes sense.
But even with the Avengers, you still have a leader with the Avengers.
Yeah. Chain of command, right? And then, yeah.
Right.
100%.
So
Iron Man and Spider-Man is following him, right?
Yeah.
And no one's thinking Spider-Man's in charge of Iron Man.
Yeah.
No one's thinking that. Yeah. No one thinks that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's something that thanks, dude. I think I gotta start looking into. It's funny you say that too, because I think Bedros cool.
Yes, huge.
I remember
huge.
listening to one of his podcasts, and he was like, I had my predecessor, and we clashed heads a lot, but he at the end he was like, I wish I knew this at the time, but it was all my fault that we clashed heads, because I wasn't being the leader that he needed me to be, because he was such a top high performer and I wasn't. That's when things were clashing, because a top performer will not follow somebody that's below him.
Right, and that's
you gotta
law
be
respect. Yeah,
you gotta be a freaking beast too,
100%.
in order for you to have a fucking like Top Gun, leading, or following your path. So what happens? The predecessor leaves, moves to Hawaii, starts his own franchise. Guess what it is? F-45.
No shit. Bedros Keuilian. Oh my gosh.
So his predecessor bounced.
Wow.
Started F-45 and he's killing it.
Wow.
And I was like, yep, now he did it. And I'm like, and he was like, it's all my fault. I'm glad for him and his growth and everything, but we could have been so much more with him in this team, instead of him doing what he did, which is awesome. We did.
And that's the thing about having someone opposite, and then the hard thing is going to be submitting our ego. Nobody likes that word.
Yeah.
You're going to be submissive to, what? I'm going to be.
I'm the leader.
It's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to submit to you. But even in martial arts, when you submit, you tap out. I just got submitted. There's no shame, actually, I'd rather that happen. I would say 80% of the time, and then what you said, 20% of the time, you're in great shape. I can see your veins popping. You practice what you talk about. Same with martial arts, right? Let's just say a mid-colored belt wouldn't follow a white belt. That makes sense. You got to be a beast too. But I like that, because it's if you flip it, and then the 80%, is more okay, how do we should do it? 20% of the time, it's all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then there's not going to be as much pushback. It's okay, yep, makes sense. Right? He probably has an idea. She probably has an idea. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
You let me know how you want to do this. Let's go. Yeah. Right.
I've always had that. I don't know. I've always been infatuated with King Arthur and the medieval age.
History.
So, as a kid, I've always wanted to have the round table where I get to say, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" Okay, let's go with that. So that's kind of what I've been kind of structuring the meetings about. Well, first I'll lay down the meeting. Hey, this is what we got to do. We got to step it up here. The classes need a little bit more energy. You need to talk a little louder, a little faster transitions between private sessions and classes. You got to, this and that. But then at the same time, it's okay, we're going to talk about music. How do we make our music? Any suggestions? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, we should create a playlist. Or should we just, find one that already exists, kind of deal.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Should we go into seasons with it? Should we put in some Christmas freaking high energy music on or something, kind of deal?
Yeah,
So yeah, it's kind of cool that it's starting to like happen, but
yeah.
I still got to figure out how to navigate through this because it's all very relatively new to me.